Keetmans.
Why is
Keetmans.
there,
Keetmans.
why is there no
Keetmans.
voices?
Keetmans.
Zoom
Keetmans.
Zoom
Keetmans.
Zoom
Keetmans.
Groot
Omaruru.
winkels.
Oshakati, ja, julle damaras.
Groot
Omaruru.
winkels. Groot
Yeah.
winkels. Groot winkels.
Oh,
Ja. Sentraalske.
Wararapo.
Hey,
Nou, ah.
Morgen.
Lang Amsaklang.
Onamsa.
Guten Morgen an all die deutschen Leute.
An die deutschen Leute.
Say good morning en heren Roger.
Ja.
Wat bedoel je? Wat bedoel je nou? Wat is er nou? Ja, matu konjo engineering. Das.
Is het bro?
Is het omdat as hulle
Ek
Toyota
het altyd gedink het is brrr.
dis as hulle Toyotas uit petrol uithardloop.
Koffie.
Hallo,
Sê gou vir my.
moro.
You, Eric Muto.
Ja.
I got a few German friends who always like to throw shades
Okay.
at Toyota and Land Rover.
Yes.
What is the Germans' hang up with Toyota and Land Rover?
We-
Why are you taking jibes at Land Rover and Toyota?
You know, okay, let me put it to you. We all know that Volkswagen is the best car in the whole world.
Oh, okay.
I agree with him.
Land Rover are those filthy people living on that island
Ek het geweet.
that we did the Blitzkrieg
Ek
with.
het geweet. Ek sê gister vir Eric.
Jy kan nie Engelsmanne laat karre bou nie.
Ek sê gister vir Eric. Eric, the only reason you are making these constant Land Rover jokes is
Yes.
because you are German and the Land Rover is an English car.
I know. The English mustn't build cars. They couldn't even build ships. Look at that Titanic thing.
It sank, eh?
Yeah, of course. Little iceberg. Hello.
But the Bismarck also sank.
No, the Bismarck was hiding in Norway. We actually ons het hom weggesteek. Yeah.
So you guys know there's a conspiracy
Yeah.
theory about the whole
What?
Titanic thing. The owner actually wanted insurance money on the older boat that he had.
Oh, I see.
So yeah, so he actually just changed the Titanic's name and put it on the other ship that was already old.
And that
ship
was the
had-
ship that sank.
That sank actually.
There were two
So-
there were 2 or 3 ships. One was the Titanic and the other one was
Die dromedaris.
Nee, man. Jarr. I'll find it now.
yeah.
Die dromedaris.
So a lot of people died because one guy wanted insurance money.
Wow, that's another theory.
Yeah.
I mean, the Americans still have their own theory about September 11. So
Yes.
Why America? Why?
Ja. Luister julle, everybody out there. It's Friday. It's the 28th of January. Dis nog nie eens February man nie. Die mense is al klaar broek. Ja. Maar here we are.
It's
Okay.
Friday.
Yeah. I will not be with you guys for the whole show this morning. Ek moet so 5:09 moet ek cheap.
I'll just be speaking to Natalie Orange today.
Ja, speak to Natalie and speak to yourself. Ja. Want hierdie Natalie, né? Ja, as kan maar net koffie wat so soentjies kry.
Dis hy.
Ja, kyk kan maar. Sis,
Ja.
crazy die skammy. Maar nou ja, koffie, take us through to the news.
News. Informante. Firm but fair.
This is Informante Live, and these are our top stories. Cell phone records seized from James Hatukulipi show the internal plans and conspiracies in which he brushed off the possibility of being caught, stating that Namibian authorities do not have the capacity to investigate complex offshore accounts. Reading a bundle of emails found in Hatukulipi's phone, ACC investigator Andreas Kanyangela quoted the court messages shared between James and Jon Olofsson, a representative of Samerji, the Icelandic company involved in the fish rot case. Is there any danger that the balance paid outside will be discovered? We don't want to create papers that talk about fish being delivered and then they find the money trail, Olofsson states in an email retrieved from Hatukulipi's phone. Hatukulipi, who created a fake alias email under the name Petros Ashongo, responded to this email on the 28th of May 2019, stating, "I don't think they can find outside payments. We have closed those accounts, plus they do not have the capacity to go after complex transactions offshore." Kanyangela also testified that Samherji subsidiary companies Noah Pelagic and Esya Seafood made payments totaling up to 4.9 million Namibia dollars between 2015 and 2019 to Tundavala Invest in Dubai. An increase of 30 cents per litre of petrol and 40 cents for diesel will become effective on the 2nd of February 2022. Ministry of Mines and Energy spokesperson Andreas Simon stated that international oil prices sharply increased during the first month of 2022 due to closely interconnected factors. And finally, an outbreak of the highly pathogenic avian influenza H5N1 strain in wild birds have been confirmed. The Directorate of Veterinary Services under the Ministry of Agriculture, Water and Land Reform reported that over 200 dead wild birds have been observed along the Namibian coastline between Walvis Bay and Swakopmund in the Erongo region. The Veterinary Directorate further shared that the Cape Cormorant bird species have been mainly affected by the outbreak since the 13th of January 2022 on Bird Island near Walvis Bay and around the Salt Company in Swakopmund. The highly pathogenic avian influenza is also transmissible to humans and can cause severe sickness. Your Trustco share price today, the 28th of January, is at $1.31 per share. Taking a brief look at the financial indicators, the Namibia dollar is trading against the US dollar at 15 Namibia dollars and 50 cents, against the euro at 17 Namibia dollars and 30 cents, and against the British pound at 20 Namibia dollars and 70 cents. This is Informante Live, and these were our top stories. You can find more on our website, which is informante.web.na.
Informante News. Informante News. Informante News. Firm but fair.
So,
Walvis baie die voelgriep.
het laat die voelgriep.
Watch out, ladies.
Nee, ek dink jy het die voelgriep.
Ek het die voelgriep.
Jy het die voelgriep. Because according to Mohau Siboli,
Ja.
Guten Morgen Coffee, we had as the heute. It breaks my heart that you mention, I think it's Natalie's name. But the Lord will guide you to see the light.
Amen.
Hey,
Môre
wow.
julle anders.
And Natalie.
Ja. Masha is weer los. Ons is hier. Gons.
Listen,
Neville.
I want to ask you something, Mitch. Mitch, if you're ever going to get married one day again, no, and you have a child, would you call the child Esther? Het was Esther, Mitch.
Yeah, it was Esther Mitch. No, if I have to take over God's work and make a human being, I would probably call that kid.
Antwoord die vraag, fok.
Mitch's child is going to be called Esther.
Esther.
Matundenje, good morning MMC and the whole family.
Oh,
It's the last Friday of January.
Yes.
Ja, I shall go.
Never look om as dat altyd walvis wat met die siektes moet kom.
Heeltemal reg.
No, wat is die story?
So they've got the full griep, Walvis Bay. The birds are dying. The chicks are not there anymore. 200 dead wild birds
Every disease that we ever had in this country came through
from
walvis.
Walvis Bay.
From
Here, die drugs kom uit Walvis Bay, die siektes kom uit Walvis Bay. Moet ons nie maar baie sê vir Walvis Bay.
Estomich sê, julle 3 begin vroeg met my vanoggend. Estomich, ek het nie met jou begin nie. Okay? I was not asked any question. Okay? Daai Duitser wat daar so sit. Ja, why you told Nambi? Okusha ondoshi why hingira kuna nyonjo mudorot fangui. Ja. So okusha ka story yanje. Asi my story ni asseblief. Yetha ritwapehi asi my story ni.
You know that Esto is actually a Dringo Pop's name.
Ik ken
Esto.
het
You
kan je
think it was
Esto?
Esto? Esto. Dat Dringo Pop van ons.
Maar het lekker gesmak.
Ja.
Esto, is that where you got your name from?
Is that where she got her name from?
Anmak.
Yeah.
It was her birthday
Anma.
yesterday. I wonder if she partied all night with Esto.
Esto. Esto, Mitch, what did you do yesterday on your birthday? Did you get your freak on?
That's it.
Koffie maak laat ek nie van hom hou nie. Wat se netly goed. I woke up early, Googled that German sentence.
I know. Google Translate Mohau.
Kaufman, you just love the sound of my name in your mouth.
That's it.
Say my name, say my name. When no one is around you.
Hey baby, I love you. You know most.
I a shalago man.
I also thought about the following. It's like, it's always about you, Neville, and always about Mitch.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
we're going to change the name of the show to NNM. Neville and Mitch.
Luister, ek wil 'n vraag vra. I quickly need to Ro, you are asking the question, what is the topic of the day? There's something that I want to leave with you guys before I leave, and maybe we can quickly have this discussion. Jy kan later 'n bietjie corona en wat
That's all
praat
right.
en so.
That's all right.
And this is because Friday is normally a very relaxed day,
Yes.
and it's normally a relationships day
Yeah.
that we do.
We don't do serious.
We don't want to do serious
We do that
stuff and so.
Monday, Tuesday.
Yeah. So the question that I want to ask you guys in relation to relationships, because a friend of mine is going through this current scenario.
Is it a difficult period?
It's a difficult period.
Okay.
He does not seem to be trusting his girlfriend at the moment.
Oh, Movuta.
Ja, die Mavutu is a probleem. So it is extremely tiring. The relationship is draining for him
Yes.
because he feels that he's got no proof that she's cheating on him,
Okay.
but her general mannerism
It shows it.
shows that as ek 'n kans kry om jou te dribbel,
Dan dribbel ek.
ek sal
Dan
jou
sê ek,
dribbel.
As ek getrip word, ek sal val.
En as ek getrip word, ek sal val. So my question
Right.
that I'm asking today, is it worth it to stay in a relationship if you have a hunch that you cannot trust your partner, even though you have no proof that your partner might be cheating on you? Mitch.
Praat
Begin
net.
eers met koffie.
Nee, dis jou goed
Maar ek
daai.
Never. For me, that's one of the things that I already like budget for in a relationship. I know somehow, somewhere, young men shall cheat. So you just gotta budget for it. Budget.
So you have to budget for cheating.
budget for cheating. If you don't budget, your heart shall gerasper word. Never. Have you ever seen a man cry?
I've cried many a times in my
No,
life.
because of cheating. I don't mean like at funerals and that. If a woman cheats on you, it's different level. You visualize this stuff. Jy sien hoe die goede gebeur. Jy sit en tik op jou computer, jy begin sien dit.
The problem is, yeah. Yes. Wow.
It hurts, man.
Listen. Okay, I think in the interim, whoever your friend is that is going through a hard time, just show him Pornhub. And I've been in that situation before because it's how old is his friend? I can almost tell you he's middle-aged.
It's middle-aged.
That's a midlife crisis. Welcome.
And the woman is younger.
Welcome.
The woman is younger.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, of course.
Same
But
with
the thing is,
Ringo.
you are so blinded by love. They must say love is blind, but lingerie is so attractive.
Yeah.
The issue is here, if this has gone to this point in this relationship, then I'm afraid the ship has sailed. That must have happened already a couple of months before. Dis 'n ding wat lank al uit die kom. It's a thing that's been coming for quite some time. So I know, as difficult as it is, and whoever your friend is, I can please just
don't
give him
ask
some,
me-
and he
don't
knows
ask me questions
he
about
doesn't want to hear this.
Yeah.
But let go.
Let go.
Daar's klomp paddas in die riviere.
Never.
This woman is not the only,
Maar die goed,
and it's not made of gold either.
maar die goed smaak nga.
Nee man, dat is mos ander.
It's hard to let go of
come on.
that booty.
Man, Kubai,
The
gryp ryp en
the
escape.
grape.
Koffie.
The grip.
Ken jy dit?
The
Wat
grip.
Ag, asseblief. Come on. Ag, oh hell no.
Anointing oil, bro. Anointing
Yeah.
oil.
Nee.
Never sê jou vriend moet vir haar kos kook met anointing oil. Sy sal regkom. But on a serious note, never me personally, like I said, that's just my thing. Budget for cheating, but like as a human being, you should know you have that aura of yours, like they say like something is wrong.
There's something wrong in that relationship.
Yeah. And if something is wrong, really, waar daar 'n rookie is daar 'n wat?
Ja.
Is daar 'n braai?
Sy word gebraai.
Just have a good look.
Iewers word sy gebraai.
Let go.
As 'n spitbraai masjien.
Sy moet-
Sy ken nie wat is
Sy
so-
moet cheap. Anders moet jy cheap. Pak jou goed en trek Ferreira.
Estomich says, Kaufman problem. He can't stop thinking about me. Apparently, he loves tall ladies with athletic legs. Forget Kaufman. He will trip. He will trip you. Here. I can be very honest with you guys this morning. I think I went through a similar situation in my early 20s. Where you can clearly see, and this is a particular relationship that I had when I was a young man. You can clearly see hierdie ene as a botch hierdie ene.
Ja, ja.
The mannerism, the way she handles herself, the way jy kan net sien. There's something
Unnecessary
devious.
arguments.
Yeah.
Unnecessary arguments.
Ja.
You already know what's going on.
And don't net daai tyd nee, it's the early 90s. I can't even remember. No, when I was dating it, we didn't even have cell phones were not there at
Yes.
the time.
Jy moes nog gepage het of iets.
Huistelefoon.
O, tring.
Tring tring. So no, jy kry haar net nie. Sy's net weg.
Ja.
So and I was a competitive bodybuilder at that particular time. So my sleep, my correct eating, my everything was extremely important. And I can remember how this disrupted my
Your inner being.
my inner being,
Yeah.
who I am.
Yes.
And I remember this one evening that and this Friday night, I just couldn't get. I was just so tired of pas hierdie mesiken op passer op want sy sal dodge. Sy sal dodge.
Ja.
My broer, dit was nie een naweek nie. I just decided that weekend ek is klaar. Vanaand bly ek by die huis. I need to go to sleep. I need to sleep early. She does not want to hang with me. She wants to hang with her friends. Let her go. My broer, die Sondag toe hoor ek sy saam met Mitch.
Ja.
Die Sondag toe hoor ek sy saam met Mitch. I confronted her about it on the Monday. Nee, is nie waar nie. Nee, is nie waar nie. Now, if a man has the idea that you cheated on him, he will keep on harassing you about that question constantly.
And
Was jy met Koffie of was jy nie met Koffie nie?
Yeah.
Jy sal stry en vice versa, ladies, vice versa. So, nou wat gaan dan ook alweer?
Dan moet
Kom
jy
ek kom
aan
ek kom
die
ek kom ek lees gou comments terwyl ja. Oh. Ja.
Yeah, because the
That's
issue
it.
is that nobody can see Mitch because this mic stand is not.
Yeah.
well-
The man can cheat, but
Yeah.
not the girl, please. Joe Shipa says, yes. Now there is a guy who's talking sense on the show this
But we
morning.
all know in Namibia, jy kry kry nie 'n vrou nie, jy kry net 'n beerd.
Yeah.
You don't get a woman,
Omdat
you
daar
just
de
get
wees.
you just get a chance.
You just get an opportunity.
It's your turn now, have her.
Have her.
Da 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 da.
I will tell you honestly, Neville, if your partner starts comparing you to somebody else,
Nee.
you already know.
Okotwa.
You already know where it's going.
Dis hoekom Kaufi
You
nie
already
Katutura
know
toe
where
gaan
it's going. Neville, my friend, Neville, this is a very good story for you, Neville. So my friend was like,
Sheer.
him and his girlfriend argued about this. And this is a nice story for you. So the girlfriend told the guy she's going out with friends to go eat kapana and have some drinks. And she came home and was vomiting spurt. And this guy was mad. The guy was like, "Die is nie kapana."
Oh hell. Yeah, nee man. Who looks at that?
You gotta be vigilant. You
Kaufi.
gotta be vigilant.
Vra J wat ken.
Sê.
Heer. Neville sê jou vriend moet sy sak pak en loop. Dis gaan swaar wees, maar laat hy loop voor hy iets doen wat hy gaan spyt oor wees. By vrou gaan jy nooit uitvind nie. Ja, Natalie. Very true, hey. Mitch, waar kry jy die beker nogals met 'n hart? Dis glo
Ja.
sy early Valentine's gift. Dis is wat
As Natalie se beker.
Dis is dit Natalie se beker.
Ja.
Dis wat Des sê. Kom ek kyk gou. Da. Budget for cheating tea. Mitch, met watse mense het jy uitgegaan, Hanno? Dis wat
Budget,
Rovera vra. Ja. Maar Mitch has got a point. Maybe it's correct.
Yes.
Uncle Neville, apologies for scaring you at Marua Mall's parking yesterday. Huh?
Oh, Sito. Maybe he drove into you.
Marua Mall's parking.
What did you do?
I was-
You were seeing him Mavutu.
Here ek wens.
You were seeing.
Ek wens.
Sito caught you red-handed.
Verduidelik tog.
We talk about cheating here.
Verduidelik wat het gebeur
Ja.
in die parking. I just think men naturally attracted to multiple women at the same time for reasons known to them. Men are polygamous, just that we women are selfish, therefore so many side chicks. You
got a point. You are right.
Ja, hier kom ander dinges, ja.
Ja, Neville, kom ek vrou net gou voor jy gaan. Sal jy 'n probleem hê as mevrou miskien cheat
Jou moer.
en sy kom
Nee,
en sy kom
nee.
sê jou Neville,
Nee, ek stel nie in jou vraag belang nie.
Mevrou Bason gaat jou kom slaap, jong.
Nee, ek stel nie in jou vraag belang nie. Maar vra maar.
ek sê so jy 'n probleem.
Ja?
Sê jy sal 'n probleem mevrou kom en sy sê nee, Neville, ek het gecheat,
Ja.
maar die mens waarmee ek cheat, hy own 'n myn.
That's exactly it. The women are after the money.
Net so.
That
Ja,
is
soos jy
it.
sê ek wil met jou
Dit is-
wees Neville nog steeds,
We don't
maar
see.
die man sal ons lewe makliker maak.
I've seen in the white community, I've seen the most beautiful women with the ugliest men just because they have money.
Ja.
But
They are so ugly they must work night shift. Maar nee, die vrou is nog steeds by hom.
But who says a man must be good looking?
Oh, size matters.
Size because I was
let's talk about that.
Yeah.
I want to know from all the ladies here, from
het-
Estumitje Mohau and what. Size matters. Nee, daar sê. Vat so.
I got
I
2
cannot be
minutes
part
to go.
of this conversation about size. I'm from the south,
Yeah.
and we have
Stompie.
our shortcomings.
Stompie, stay out of this.
I'm out. I'm out.
I've always been under the impression
Yes.
that in general women, all women like a good looking guy.
Yes.
But it's not the ultimate.
It's the size of his pee.
It's also probably not the size of the penis.
It is.
But
Thickness?
For them, yeah. For some not. But I do think women are attracted to power. A man must.
You people have
power,
sizes.
Must have confidence. must be
Famous like Neville and
self-assuring,
Kofi.
must be
And Mitch.
humorous, must be. There are other
Yeah.
attributes that.
What does a woman say that gets 400 orgasms in 2 seconds? Thanks, Kofi.
Guys, enjoy your day.
Jankel.
I love you guys. I'll see you on
Don't
Monday.
go now.
Ek moet nog gaan.
Los toch
Ja,
nog.
I need
Kom,
to have a
bly nou
meeting with
hierso.
Quentin
Ons
daar.
sal dit continue.
Okay, we'll all
Guys,
just
enjoy your
change
day.
seats
Love
here.
you. Don't forget the top cheetah of the week and the mugo of the week. Have a blessed week.
Yeah.
Weekend. Okay,
shut
shut guys.
Put it on, but yeah. So Kaufman. Denk maar die zit vat. Kom ik hoor je goed aan.
Okay, Neville has left.
Yep. Can you me work, Kauf?
Yeah.
Can
yeah.
you me work?
I can
Okay,
hear you.
let's go. So Kaufi, I was asking. So if your wife comes through and tells you, okay,
Right.
I'm sorry, I've cheated, and but the guy I'm cheating with is a prince from Dubai.
He's got
and
lots of money.
Lots of money, and
Yes.
I think he can make
Yeah,
our
maar
life
nee,
easier.
Dan moet
so,
sy cheap. Sy moet gooi.
Why?
No, it's finished and done. It's klaar.
Why?
But by the time that happens, Mitch, it's already over. It's already finished. Don't hang on. Just let go. You'll be a better human being. You'll be freer in spirit. It's good for your soul anyway, not to be in that situation.
Okay, but this guy is willing to give you like 2 million per month
Ja, maar dan moet sy gaan.
to you.
Ja,
to
jy must
Kaufi.
give. Nee, sy moet gaan. Gee die geld. Winna Mariba. Ja.
Yeah, but then you get and like Neville was saying, it's not always some women. It's not always about conversation. It isn't conversation like I like women that can have a really deep, meaningful conversation.
Right.
They can come home
At the age of what? At the age of 25.
30, like let's
What
say 30.
woman are you going to talk meaningful, deep conversations with at the age of 25?
That's the problem because
Daar's mos nou dan net ander goed in jou brein.
soos
To-
wat sê-
when
soos
I
wat
was
sê-
30 years old, I didn't want to have deep, meaningful conversations.
okay, but I mean, if you guys are together for more than like a year, 2,
Right.
I really like my whole thing that attracts me to a woman is substance in a conversation, like hoe sy praat en wat daar like dit moet goed te wees wat it must be stuff that really has meaning or will contribute to our relationship and just have a conversation every day.
Why have this complicated life? Just pack up and go. Move on.
Yeah, and speaking of moving on,
Yeah.
Kaufi, like my parents, my mom always used to tell me, and this is probably why I stayed in relationships that were really toxic. It's because of the way I was raised. My mom was always like,
Right.
"You don't leave."
Every man wants
and
to
it-
find a woman that is like his mother.
Yo, I don't
And
want
that
a
is
woman
where the
like
problem lies. That's why hierdie hele story van mother-in-law and all that stuff comes in.
Ek-
That is it. We men are. We've got the habits of our mothers imprinted in our brains, Mitch. And then when we go out to find women, we expect them to be like my mom. We even go and introduce, "Hi, I'd like you to meet my mom. Hello," and that's also not fair, I guess.
Yeah.
But the women, we all know about the women as well. Hulle like daarvan om oor die draad te kyk. Nee? Look around in the neighborhood. Where's the most money?
Yeah, honestly, you're right about that. But I say, like in that era, people used to try and fix stuff. You don't fix what's broken. You don't just go out of a marriage like that, even if it's abusive or toxic. They were like, kom ons probeer, maak dit reg of let's stay together because of the kids. So I wanna ask you guys, have you ever been in a relationship where you stayed because of
Money.
money or just because of kids, but the relationship wasn't really good for you? So terwyl ons daar is, Kaufi, jy kan so 'n paar comments lees.
Yeah, let's go through a couple of the comments. And Natalie Orange says, Neville, sê jou vriend moet sak pak en loop. Dis gaan swaar wees, maar laat hy loop, voor hy iets doen wat hy gaan spyt oor wees. By vrou gaan jy nooit uitvind nie. Yeah, I agree with Natalie. I know it's difficult. It's remember, we're talking about heartbreaking here. It's not that easy just to get over it. But I agree. It's in my opinion, when it comes to Nevi's friend who's sitting in this dilemma, we wish you the best of luck. But maybe it's now the time for you to look at yourself and protect yourself. Why did you just build one of these big concrete walls around your heart so that nobody can break it anymore? Joe Shipa says the man can cheat, but not a girl, please. It's there, okay. Uncle Neville, apologies for scaring you at Maroa Mall. We spoke about that. Mohau says, Kofi, ek is dan nou in Katutura. Come and see the white guys who never returned to Eros after the first visit. Ja. Kom, name the names. Nee, sê toch die name dat ons weet daarso. Alright, Des van Wyk says, I just think men naturally attracted to multiple women at the same time for reasons known to him. Men are polygamous, just that we women are selfish, therefore there's so many side chicks. I mean, the side chicks are available. There's an abundance of side chicks.
Sometimes you have to outsource the job. Sometimes you have to outsource the job. You need to outsource. Look, that's what I'm saying.
Outsource the job.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Me, I don't have a problem with my girlfriend cheating.
Right.
Just cheat with somebody wat vir ons kraggeld sal gee en petrolgeld en
Oh, so it's about the money again.
Don't go cheat with somebody that iemand wat ons twee moet sorg. Now,
yes.
You get paid and you have to support that boy.
That's it.
And now our whole life is messed up.
I know.
Cheat with somebody that's going to make our life easier. I get me a problem. Like Estomich is like, I don't have a problem with my partner telling me I'm attracted to someone else.
Right.
Best I know, so we can figure it out. Cheating won't accept. Cheating I won't accept, but talking about the cheating thoughts, I'm open to that.
So what is Estomich saying? We can talk about it, but we can't do it.
So that really means that would you ever do that? Would you ever go back home and to your wife and say,
I'm 52 years old. I will not talk about that. It's my private gedagtes.
Om met Natalie te vry.
I will not talk about that.
How will that end?
No, don't ask me that question. Move on. You're trying to put me in a spot here. I know from what direction you Keetmanshoopers come. Mitchell Mutumba Simata says, you guys cheat. We just marry them wife 1, 2, and 3. That's it. Yeah, but divorce is divorce.
In Van Wyk, there's this problem I see with our local man is he either stingy or broke, a mama's boy or want to be a band 10 or uneducated and weak, but really won't cheat. Boy, you are not chilling with the big boys and can't afford multiple women. So you guys need to sit down. Why do? Okay, now let's talk about this being broke and what. What do you expect from a 25-year-old or a 30-year-old to have everything sorted out at that time?
Yeah, because they're comfortable. They want a man that is something in the community or in the country or whatever the case, and they just want to be the beautiful one at home lying next to the swimming pool drinking margaritas for all that I care. They just want to be looked after, and they don't want to go out and work and earn their own money.
And that's what I'm saying. Why do we have this problem that women expect a 25-year-old to be already settled and comfortable? Already have a car, stay in Eros, already have a nice job. It's a 25-year-old human baby.
We have seen women leave Namibia. They move country to Europe to find rich men. Just because they are supposedly beautiful.
I'm just joking. but look here. A man will will date a woman that's taking a bath.
Yes.
A man doesn't expect a woman to have her stuff together or sorted out, her life sorted out by the age of 25 or what. Do we give that type of ultimatums to women like you need to have a car, you need to have good credit?
Yes, exactly. Especially in this ever-changing world where women rights and women first, and this whole woman movement. Well, then go, women, and then please don't become lesbians. Look after us for a change. We've been doing it for centuries.
Ethel Connor's dochter sê ja, hy loop net rond. Ag, Koffie lees net Natalie
Okay. I need to read a couple of
the
the top the comments first because we didn't finish them. So
Yeah.
Des van Wyk says, at least if a man is polygamous, he must be both maintaining and an alpha male. So there she's saying it. She's saying it exactly as it is. They are attracted to to a man with substance, money, aansien in the community,
But
all
you can
that
expect
stuff.
that from a 25-year-old.
Yeah, let's just go. Jonk is jonk, ons weet mos. Then Esther Chelsea Pingy says, Kofi, come again with that statement. Ha, ha, ha. Do you know which one he's referred to? Do you know which one?
Yeah.
No. Okay. Shalaga says, ons eet saam. Ja, heeltemal reg. Esther Mitch, I don't have a problem with a partner. You read that already. Let's go down a little bit to the bottom side of the comments. Esther Mitch says, no, Kaufman, if you want a 3 or 5-some, we will call Putin. Negotiate. Yeah.
Esther Mitch, no, I'll never stay for money or fame. I have dumped famous guys before. Esther Mitch, which famous guy did you date? That's all I just want to know which famous guy.
No, but no. She did achieve her objective and her goal. She says, I left Namibia via Cape Town modeling, felt in love with Cape Town. Norway was the destiny. That's it.
Mitchell Mutumba says,
Sinjay.
Mitchell Mutumba says, Christ, Mitch, many of our parents did that or are still doing such, staying in loveless marriages cause
Yes.
of stability for the family's sake. And yeah, that's what I'm
Here
saying.
comes the other thing.
I did that. I stayed in a
Oh,
relationship that wasn't good for me for more than 8 years.
Oh.
And everybody from outside was like, boy, leave, run. You need to.
Are you? I'm just asking now. I know it won't be true or whatever. But are you a child of a cheating relationship? I think that must imagine. Yeah, I'm on this planet. Thank you very much. I'm alive now, but I'm the result of a cheating relationship.
No, I was actually got in a marriage. My
That's it.
mom's married, and
So
then
you've got papira. You certified.
Yeah, I'm
Well
certified.
done.
Yeah. Vossius is Mitch. So they outsourced your girl. Look, it's not about it. If my girl likes somebody,
Right.
and this person can be financially beneficial to us.
What's this whole
I would-
financial thing?
I would accept the fact that she goes on with that, but just bring the mens die KFC wat julle eet terug. As julle daar klaar is and just to check our condom budget also, don't use up all the condoms, just bring one back.
Do you know that there are animals in the animal kingdom that have sex for pleasure, for fun?
Yeah.
And those are dolphins. And human beings also, we have sex because it's fun.
I think it's more to us, because for us it's we have feelings, we have emotions.
You're just complicated. You're still too young. Wait till you're 52, then all the emotions are out of the window and gaat net aan.
Yeah, Ethel Connor's dochter as hoekom sê baby mama hom gerasper het. Oh my goodness. Mervyn Minister Alcock is, why is it so, guys, if a lady cheat with a man's best friend, then we guys forgive each other?
Yes.
But if as a guy cheats with her best friend, if a girl cheats with her best friend, she doesn't want to see or greet her. Yeah, kan we zeggen hoe het daaroor?
Yeah. Well, I'm seeing another comment here. No, Ethel, I'm not just reading other people's stuff. I'm also reading Muhau's stuff. Because Ethel says, oh, Muhau Sibole Sinjay. Hy lees net Natalie so goed. Is nie waar nie.
Coffee. I've seen this a lot in the white community, about open marriage.
Yes.
It's open marriage. So
What does that mean? Multiple partners?
Yeah. So
Okay.
Which basically means that your wife is okay with you having a partner,
Right.
and she must know that person, and you must introduce that person to her, and she can have a partner, and you guys spend probably this weekend she can go with her partner to Etosha, and the next weekend you. So I've seen that happen, and it's been working for some people. So I wanted to know what is your take on that? Would you ever even consider it?
No, I guess I'm too old school for that, or whatever the case. No, man. If you are committed to someone else, and you're married, and you've made the promises, and you put put the ring on it and all that kind of stuff. Just stay true to yourself, man. Dis mos jou eie woord. But if relationships don't work, and what there are ways and means to absolve them and get rid of them, and just get a divorce and move on. It's your life. You need to be happy. There's no point in being anywhere in the world, whether it's in your relationship, your work, or even the place that you live in. If you are unhappy, then go. It's you. You have to change that.
You're the only one that can make those decisions.
Don't sit there in your own misery and ek kan nie meer nie. And start crying and all that kind of stuff. Change it.
Dion Chimsel says, "Lol, Mitch, if you are okay with your partner cheating, then leave. Go find one who you will not be okay with cheating with. That's how you know you love
Why don't
her."
you just listen? Just stay single. Then you're allowed to have multiple partners.
Yeah, ne?
Just stay single.
But the thing is, look, I believe somewhere, somehow, somebody's going to cheat in a relationship. I think, especially...
Okay, but then don't get married. Don't get into the relationship. Don't do it.
I just think it will happen, so you must just budget for it. Nogals is to meet some start... okay, Sally. Kom ek lees...
Why is there such a thing as prostitution? I know it might not be legal in Namibia, but it is happening. We can see it mos at night. As ons deur Windhoek se strate ry.
Yeah, ons sien dat. My only problem is there's a stigma to doing that here. But I know, like in Europe and what guys actually they will be like, if you never had sex with a prostitute, you're not a real man.
Oh, right.
Yeah, they
well
do that.
done. Congratulations.
Masha as Jerry, nie alle vrouens soek geld nie, maar lyk my Mitch sal haar stuur om nog geld te gaan haal. Look, I'm just saying anything you do in our relationship should be beneficial to us. So if you're gonna cheat with somebody, that's gonna make our life easier.
Yeah. I agree.
There's
another one. Mervyn says, as jy na troue gebore is, word jy mos 'n moedskong genoem. En sou jy voor die troue gebore is, as jy hoerken.
Oh yeah.
Whichever way, you're going to be stigmatized anyway, just purely by getting born, I guess.
Yeah. So I wanna know this from the ladies.
Mm-hmm.
I wanna know this from the ladies. How many of you have caught your partners cheating, and you forgave them? And why did you forgive them for cheating?
Right.
Yeah. Why did you forgive them for cheating? Because to me, cheating is the most inhumane thing you can do to a person that has been loyal to you, that promised you to take care, protect, and love you.
Yes.
So you know how much you break a person. I was broken so much to the point that I'm, okay, that's fine. I'm accepting people cheating now, and it's because of things that happen.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there's no, you cannot control somebody's body. Everybody just needs the right situation and the right sort of environment.
So you're saying it's the time and the place.
It's the time and the place. So
Okay.
it will happen. So I'm like, for me, it's the lowest of the lows you can do, because I think emotional pain is something that can really just drive a person down to the barrel.
So I think Mitch must become a marriage counselor. After this job, Mitch, you are becoming a marriage counselor, because you've got all the answers.
Seriously.
Yes.
Seriously. And that's why I'm like, you are going to emotionally damage somebody to the point where things that are morally not correct are going to be acceptable for them. I've seen people that were married have a house in Eros, and just because, and have a nice job,
live a good life.
The career is very good, and just because the wife did him dirty, this guy is now at Grot Wingels, doesn't have a house to stay, and he went through alcohol, and he's now he's just an alcoholic there at Grot Wingels. But if you had seen this man 5 to 6 years back, this man was thriving.
And he was broken by a woman. Cleopatra also did that.
Cheating can bring
Yes.
you to that point. So I think it's the lowest of the lows. And if
I mean,
you
look at
just
Prince
budget
Andrew.
for it.
Yeah, look at Prince Andrew at the moment. He's also at his lowest. Ek dink Prince Andrew gaan ook groot winkels toe.
Yeah.
That's it.
and look at this. And while we are there, let's because I saw a comment about passion killing.
Oh, right.
Yeah, I saw
Okay,
a comment about passion killing and all. And look, there's so much that goes through a person's head at that moment. You know, and this is one of the things, like cheating is one of the, like everything that we saw about passion killing in the newspaper, it
Yes.
always
Love
had something
triangles.
to do with a love triangle.
Yes.
You are putting people in danger with your actions. People. Now I'm taking Natalie. Natalie's my girlfriend for 12 years.
But then you go to Muhao.
And then I go to Mwao. I don't know Natalie that much, so I
And
know
then you
her
go to
mental
Estomich.
health. Yeah, and Estomich. So Natalie's mental health, I'm screwing with her mental health.
Yes.
And she can just one day decide to stand
But why
up,
don't you
take
just
a Okapi
leave?
and go
Why
step
don't you
them-
just
step them both?
Mitch, why don't you just leave Natalie before you go to Muhao?
That's the thing. That's
Then
the
why
things
don't you
we do.
leave
That's the
Muhao
things
before
we
you
do.
go to Estomich?
That's the things we do, and the letting go part that you were just talking about.
Yes.
That's the hardest thing that we don't want to let go because of Jegen gewoonte, man.
I
You're
know.
just used to this person, so you don't want to let go. Yeah,
Just
because you're
stick
scared
with the
of being
woman.
alone.
Just stick to the woman that feeds you. Die ene wat jou kos gee. Liefde gaan deur die maag, nie deur die hart nie.
Asseblief.
That's it.
Estimate is, I have said it before, I'll never settle for a man who only wants me because such men don't exist. We humans, we notice others and are attracted to others. Plus, men are full-time job. Men are a full-time job.
I know.
I need a part-time job. Plus, sharing is caring. I want a sister wife.
That's say.
Oh my! So sister wives, I think it's much more famous in South Africa, Lesotho and stuff.
What's
so,
sister wife?
So
What
if
is
you're
a sister wife?
If you're a king,
Right.
you can actually have multiple women, and they call them sister wives. And for me, it's just the
So you kind of take your cell phone and you say, I want to sleep with her tonight. Then you just send her a WhatsApp.
yeah. So you create a WhatsApp group for all your wives.
I see.
You
And then you
pretend-
just say, Mohau, it's your turn. And then tomorrow,
How do you manage? I personally can't even handle one woman. How would I be able to handle 6 wives?
but
or
you don't have to
12?
look after them. You can just relax and take it easy.
Vrouwmensen. Kalfie, vrouwmensen.
If we had a woman in this studio today, the conversation would have gone totally different.
Yeah, also Mitchell Matumba says Mitch sent her to Dubai. The big boys pay good to pee or on your girlfriend. Wow. Oh, you know the story about potty parties? So girls go to Dubai,
Right.
and this rich men from Dubai, actually, these social media influencers, that fly to Dubai and what, that's actually what they go do. They are called potty parties.
Okay.
So this man would literally violate them.
Wow.
Like they'll defecate on.
No, come on, let's
pee
leave
on
that
them and
topic.
what.
Oh, no, God.
So,
Oh, hell
so
no.
they're called potty parties.
Okay,
So
but I
just
don't.
wanted to
Please,
explain to you.
Mitch, we can talk about much better things than that. Come on, please.
No, I'm just explaining the comment.
Okay,
Masha,
but
Masha,
it's. Oh,
near Mitch.
we
sal
can't let
laat
the show
mense
go that
skei.
low.
Nee, Mitch sal laat mense skei. Hoor, ek sal kan maar nie 'n goeie relationship advisor wees. Mitchell Matumba, Mitch, many of us know such stories. Yes. Look, the environment that I grew up in,
Yes.
every man that I see on the street right now that had good jobs and what, it is because of cheating.
Yes.
It is because they went to go find his girlfriend cheating, and I don't know how they get to that point to say my life is over. So I will just blip everything up in my life, leave my job. She can take and most of the guys had good furniture and what, but the girl takes, because us as Damara men and Nama men, okay, not Nama men, but Damara men are like, you give everything to the girl. Now you have to start over, you have to reset. There's nothing like sharing. Nama men will take their stuff. That's why I favor Nama men. They will take their stuff back. Everything he bought the girl. But then this guy has to start over.
Right.
From
So
scratch.
the Nama men, they take all the stuff they gave the girl, they take that back, and then they give it to the other girl.
No, they don't give it to
So
the
what
other
do they
girl.
do then
They
with the
will
stuff?
just take it and keep it at the house.
Yeah,
It's
but
just
then
for
they meet
pettiness.
another. Then they meet another girl. They move in together. Then he just gives it to the other girl.
It's just being petty. It's just petty. As to me,
Nee,
says,
man, toch.
I've never been cheated on knowingly, but I left an ex who I told, if you are attracted to someone else, let me know. He didn't. He added her on Facebook. I said my say didn't ask why. I told him cheap and never returned. He settled with her, so I did him a favor. I love honesty in a relationship. That's why I'll never cheat. If I'll cheat, I let you know.
Yeah. But is that you let me know before, or do you let me know afterwards? That's the big question.
Yeah. So,
No?
do you think you'll accept your partner letting you know beforehand, like, I'm gonna go cheat today?
Yeah, but that's the big question. Then you might as well just leave that at that time, isn't it?
Yeah. But yeah,
We're talking about breakups here, more than what we talk about cheating. Cheating is
cheating causes the
cheating
breakup.
is cheating. But let's talk about a breakup more. Let's talk about calling a day, and saying to each other, okay, there's no klar.
Okay,
There's
but
klar.
how would you advise these people to really
Verbally.
move towards?
I'll just sit down and say, listen, it's finished now.
No, I mean, like, people that struggle to let go. What is the best advice you can give to them? Like saying, look, this is not gonna work for you, and this is how you can. These are the steps that you can use to really.
I
break
would
away
give
from
them
this person.
telephone numbers of psychologists. That's why psychologists are there. That's why marriage counselors are there. These people have studied that stuff. They've gone to university learning how to deal with people that are unable to let go. So you need to go and see a professional. I'll give you an example. Like, let's say, for example, you are ill. You don't feel well. You know there's something wrong in your body. You don't feel well. And you just go to your doctor and you say to him, listen, there's something wrong. I don't feel well. So you access your health professional. That is what you do.
Yeah, but
If you can't let go, then you've got a mental problem. Then go and see a health professional, somebody that can deal with mental problems.
That's the thing. We don't really check up on.
Yeah, but it's
important
because
stuff
we
of
all
our
want to be
partners.
brave and I'm the strongest and look at me and all that kind. Sit jou trots in jou gatsak en gaan sien 'n sielkundige. That's easy and easy peasy. That's the way you do it.
I'll tell you, in the black community.
Have you ever seen a psychologist?
You see, I'm trying to explain that to you. In the black
Right.
community,
Yeah.
we don't. It's like a thing of like, I'll do it myself, and
Yes.
it's like you. It's
And I'll show you.
it's something shameful to actually go see somebody else for your problems.
No,
So
man.
we and that's what I'm saying. We don't check our mental health
Exactly,
before we go
Mitch.
into this relationship.
Yes, that's exactly. For example, I don't know if you do it, but I go to my doctor every February and have a health check. I go for I go for a checkup. Right? So I go there to my doctor. He knows that every February I come and I say, listen, there's nothing wrong with me. I'd like you to do a checkup. It's like taking your car for a service. Why don't we do that with psychologists? There's absolutely nothing wrong going to a psychologist and say, listen, I think I'm okay. Can you please just have a look if I'm okay? You are the one. You, Mrs. Psychologist person. You are the one. I don't know if I'm okay. You studied this. You got a degree. You qualified. Why don't you have a look if I'm okay?
Because like for real coffee, it's a whole taboo in the black community.
Your medical aid covers that.
to
Jy
do
het
that.
'n
It's
doodnormale bybetaling and you can have that done.
I've never seen a psychologist like Mitchell Matumba says here.
Yes.
Kaufman, Jack Daniels is our counselor for many.
That's
stuff.
say.
So I will tell you honestly, for many of my problems that I had, I really would just go out and drink.
Yeah, but I mean,
And
it
it will
doesn't
just
really
get
fix
worse and
things.
worse. It doesn't.
Yeah, I know, because the next morning you just feel even worse. You understand? But go to somebody and say, listen, I think there's something wrong with me. Can you please have a look? I'll pay you for it.
And these people are specialists in
Yes.
this. Yeah.
There's so many people that we see in our daily lives that are under the pretense. They show us the pretense that they are okay. And meantime, they're not. And these might be the people that we work with. These might be people sitting right next to us. And the next moment you just hear there's a suicide. Person hanged himself.
Yeah.
But hang on a moment, he was all right. He was here yesterday.
He
Was she okay? Well, I never noticed anything. How did that happen? Oh, that's so terrible. And come on, man, let's just look after each other. And just check each other out, man, and just make sure that our colleagues and friends and wives and husbands, that they're all okay. Even the children, that they're okay.
But denial is the problem, Kaufi.
Yes.
Denial is the problem.
That's
you could really see this person is really going through something.
Yes.
Because they were not like this. Their mannerisms were not like that. And you ask them, "Are you okay?"
Yes.
Like even if you ask your girlfriend, "I don't think you're okay. Can we go see a psychologist?" She'll tell you no.
Yeah.
Why should we go see a psychologist as alright? Problem.
I know, but we need to talk about something else
How do
because
you
it's
help a person
Friday.
like that?
This topic is getting me depressed.
Oh, what do you want to talk about?
I want to talk about cell phones in prison.
Oh, get nuts. Let's go.
Does he?
Let's go.
Shall we do? Okay, so in the news today, we had the cell phone records that were seized from James Hatikulipi. And that was all taken up in court. That's why these people that are listening to the Informante's court broadcast of late are totally on top of the story. So, yeah, remember we spoke about how is James Hatikulipi allowed to have a cell phone?
Yeah.
Remember we spoke about that a couple of days ago. So now the evidence has come out that
Ahmad, sorry for stopping you there.
Yes.
Before you go on, I just want to know the evidence that's there.
Right.
Is it from the cell phone they took?
Yes.
Or is it another cell phone? Because I read something about 2019.
Right. Yes. So effectively what has happened, the cell phone records that were seized from James Hatikulipi show the internal plans and conspiracies in which he brushed off the possibility of being caught, stating that Namibian authorities do not have the capacity to investigate complex offshore accounts. Okay. So the ACC investigator, Andreas Kanyangela, was reading a bundle of emails which was found on Hatikulipi's phone, and he quoted court messages shared between James and John Olafsson, a representative of Samlerji, the Icelandic company involved in the fish rod case. So this is what they found. And we quote, this is what the Informante is telling us was found on Hatikulipi's phone. Is there any danger that the balance paid outside will be discovered? We don't want to create papers that talk about fish being delivered and then they find the money trail. Okay, so this is what Olafsson stated in the email, and then Hatikulipi then replied. He said, and by the way, Hatikulipi apparently created a fake alias email under the name Petrus Ashongo. And he then responded to this mail on the 28th of May, 2019, saying that I don't think they can find outside payments. We have closed those accounts. Plus, they do not have the capacity to go after complex transactions offshore. Okay. So, that is the evidence.
What does he mean by
fraud?
We do not have the capacity to
Yeah,
go after?
he basically just said he doesn't think that Namibia has the capacity to be able to follow the money trail of monies that are outside of Namibia. Stolen monies, because what they effectively did is they stole the money and then they laundered the money into offshore accounts. So the money was not lying in Namibia anymore, it was outside of the country. And Hatikulipi then basically replied to John Olafsson saying that he doesn't think Namibia has got the international capability of tracing the money outside of the country. How stupid do you think we Namibians are, James? Do you think we were born behind a rock or something?
I don't know why these guys are really digging their graves just like that. They're digging themselves in a hole. Why would you want to have a
this
phone
is a criminal.
in prison? Why would you want that?
This is a criminal who's been arrested, who's in jail, who's continuing being a criminal. And how does the country deal with such a person?
And I think it's just really disrespectful.
Yes.
And just like out there saying, I am above the law in Namibia. That's what you're really telling us.
That's
You are telling me my connections.
This
the
whole
people I
it's
know.
the untouchables.
Yeah,
you know.
I am untouchable.
Yes.
So, just the fact that you decided you're gonna get a phone in there, you're gonna send emails.
Yes.
Why would you want to have? What? Look, it's like a pedophile is released, and he wants to stay around the kindergarten.
Oh yes. Yeah.
It's the same type of thing.
Same thing.
Why would you want to put yourself in that position again? And I just think these guys are really just digging a whole big ditch for themselves.
Yes.
Because it's going to be a demonic.
But they've got absolutely no remorse. They've got no feeling. They don't consider fellow Namibian country people paying their taxes. You know, they'll just go and steal without having any remorse.
And now,
They don't even think about the fact that they are criminals. They think they're something else.
they think they're big boys.
Exactly.
Yeah. So now, let me know, Kaufi.
Yes.
Let me know, Kaufi. What do you think is a proper sentence for these guys?
Hey, look, I'm not a judge.
Yeah, but if you were, what would you think would be satisfactory?
It'd
for
be very
the
hard.
people?
Do you know what they
Very
did? They turned their back on their country. So it's like, remember we spoke about it the other day. If we all as Namibians go to war and we get the order to attack and we scared and we don't go, then we are deserters. These people are deserters. So I'm just asking the question back. What should we do with deserters? I know what other countries do with deserters. They put them against the wall and they shoot them. That is what other countries do.
Excommunicado.
No?
Okay, now, Kaufi. So look at this way. I think, like, people that had little to do with all this are gonna really suffer.
Right.
Like, mostly the guys that had just little to do, like the guy that just went, he wanted to destroy the documents. A guy like Tapopi, a lot of the people are saying he's a fall guy because the lack of his intellect, and just the way. Have you seen Tapopi's whole bail application and what he was saying there? It just seems like he's a real fall guy.
Who, Tapopi?
Yeah.
Okay.
It just seems like it's like I see, let's say I'm a rich guy.
Right.
I see my company's about to be raided.
Okay.
And people have investigations, and I go to deep in Malta, go take a cousin of mine and make him the CEO of the company.
Okay. Oh, I see.
Yeah.
So you know that there is going to be a problem, and then you appoint somebody that is going to become the victim.
The victim.
Yes.
So I kind of think that's what happened with Tapopi, because I don't think he has a clue of what's going on.
Yes. Yes.
He thinks everything he's saying there is things that are okay to say. I don't think if these guys sit together and talk about, how are we? Let's have the same
strategy.
Or strategy. I don't think they're doing none of this. This guy is gonna suffer dearly because I just feel he's a fall guy.
Okay.
I really feel
Well,
he's
let's
a fall
hear
guy.
what our
and
viewers and our listeners
yeah.
have to say
Denise,
about that.
Valentine, guys, tell me what you guys think about the Tapopi situation. Denise Valentine says, "Hulle is skelm dat hulle daar sit en oud rak in die tronk."
Daar sê.
Seems like they even living their best life in prison. Mervyn Minister Alcock says, "We can be 5 guys at a bar just hanging out. Our conversations will be about football, cars, ladies, and more drinks." So what do a lot of ladies talk about when they are in a pair?
Hey, Mervyn, you know what the ladies do? They skinner. Women skinner. That's what they do.
Yeah, Mitchell Matumba says it shows that our media and law enforcement aren't respected. We need a company and show like carte blanche to dig into such people's lives.
Yeah. Investigative journalism. That is what Mitchell is saying. We need investigative journalists, and also an investigative journalist platform that is renowned to go and look deeply into the intricacies of these people and their families and where their money went and what they stole, and go and expose them all the way to the bone.
And government, this is what hurts me the most is these guys have family.
Yeah, they've got children.
They have children.
Yes.
How?
We spoke about it yesterday. If you are a young, upcoming youngster here at the age of 20, 21, and your surname is Hatukulipi, what chances are you going to get in Namibia?
Yeah. Yeah.
Just because of that, what your father or your opa did.
It's
Right.
not America that such things are glorified. I always had a problem with this Americans making these documentaries, movies about these criminals and evil people. I always had a problem with that.
Let me tell you, if we didn't have Al Jazeera that exposed these people, if we didn't have that other Icelandic guy, what's his name, the whistleblower,
Stefanis.
if we didn't have those courageous people, if we didn't have that courageous Al Jazeera network that made a documentary that showed Bernard Esau at an international conference not being able to answer the questions that were asked, right? If we didn't have we Namibians would have still been suffering under these people and what they did to us.
And people are like, most of them, they're like, corruption is only corruption if you're not benefiting. That's what most of
Corruption
people
is
say.
not corruption
People-
if you're not benefiting.
Yeah,
What is
people
it then?
think that if we were in the same position as these guys, we do the same thing.
Oh,
that's a thought.
that is a statement.
Yeah.
That is not a question. That is, it's a statement. I do not agree with that because there are people that have a moral standard and a moral, they have a moral personality. It's in their character that they wouldn't do something like that because they've got morals and standards. This whole thing, over and above that, it is brought theft, fraud. It's a moral. It just shows you the morality of these people, and that is where I leave it because I'm not going to go down to that level.
Yeah. So what means is if we are gonna hire people into positions that are really, really critical and important to the country,
Yes.
and dealing with country's resources, we should check up on people's morality.
Exactly.
And how far they are willing to go
Yes.
for the country. And look, one of the guys that was implicated in this is what's his name, Gustavo.
Okay.
And Gustavo was a man that people felt like is a man of morals, man of value,
Right.
man of God. And here we have him here. He's a man that was thought that family man, he's a man with high moral values, and here we have him there.
Yes.
So which just shows me that sometimes you might be tempted to that
Yes.
level.
Exactly. Also, Estimich is saying the families have benefited knowingly and unknowingly. Bad situation. Remember, you spoke about that story. If somebody steals something from you and gives it to another person, and that person gives it to another person, you should be able to get that back.
You should be able
So,
to get the back. It's not
what
yours.
is Namibia doing in terms of these people's assets to make sure that we Namibians get that back?
Yeah,
We need to go and fetch their farms, their houses, their cars, their furniture, and also the money that they have got offshore, which they believe we will not be able to trace. We must go and get that back.
Yeah, and look, I think.
And then, afterwards, after we got it back, then they need to go on trial and then they need to be sentenced.
Yeah.
Not before.
There is a thing in Namibia that you can't punish a person for one thing twice, isn't it? So if they're sentenced without us getting this, getting back the stuff,
Right.
they can come out and still have those assets and stuff.
Exactly.
isn't it?
That's why this whole thing is a farce. That if they do eventually, after 10, 15, 20 years, come out of jail because of a mistrial,
have this stuff.
because there's documentation that's been stolen, whatever, they basically just walk out and they enjoy the fruits of their fraud.
Yeah. So on Twitter, I saw a post from the former mayor that he is working with a company in London for us to get back our money and stuff. I think it was 2 or 3 weeks back. He's working with a law firm in London so that they can get back the money that was stolen from Namibia through this fish rod.
Yes.
And the
And then-
assets, just like you were
And
saying
then
here,
if that all happens, we need the Namibian authorities, we need the Namibian government to show what got back And where is that money then going to go to?
And Stephanus.
And what is it being used for?
Yeah, Stephanus commented that it's a good thing and he's more than willing to help. And when are we going to see him come to testify against these guys? When are we going to see it?
Yes, that's
Because I
another
think the
question.
bail hearing is just a whole track. It's about more than 60 to 50 people
Right.
that are implicated in this. And you're going to have a bail hearing for a whole month for one person.
Yes.
Why
yes.
are we doing this?
Yeah.
Why are we doing this? There is all the evidence is there. There is video. There is what we have email and what. You know, as you go in there as a judge, that this person deserves bail or not.
Yeah.
You know, why are we? Why can't we have 6 or 8 or 10 guys just bail hearing tonight, or given? I don't mind, and I want everybody, each and everybody to practice their rights and have a fair trial or a fair bail hearing or trial, whatever we call it. But I just feel like we're wasting time on, like Mike's bail hearing was a whole 2 to 3 weeks.
Yeah.
Why? And then we still have guys, like I said, the guys that had little to do with this. Now these guys have to sit until all these guys, the other guys' bail hearings are. And this guy just went to the guy's farm to go probably take some documents. The other one was interfering with. Now they have to wait until they're done. It's going to probably take two years. It's already taken for
Time
so
will
long.
tell.
Yeah. So
Okay,
I just
so-
feel like we're wasting time on it.
Just looking at a couple of the comments, Mervyn is saying that there we have the evidence, so send the guys to Paul Smith prison. Hulle sal vrygemaak word en bly nommers kry. That's it.
Esther Mitch.
Raymond is saying also 25 years and up. Mitch, that's proper jail time for those cricks. I totally agree with you, Raymond, on that one. Mitchell saying, Kaufman, that my line of thinking too, Al Jazeera needs to be inducted into the Order of the Sun, honestly. Absolutely, you're right. If we didn't have those international media businesses such as Al Jazeera, we Namibians would have still been in the dark.
Esther Mitch,
Mm-hmm.
someone is helping these guys.
Oh,
because
yeah.
the fact that they have access to mobile phones, that's adding to your crimes. Yeah.
Yes.
Like we said that, was jy sê julle praat van fish rod, no trip die Wi-Fi.
Oh, okay.
Mitchell Matumba, it's the arrogance of being a politically connected and feeling of entitlement. Kom ek voor ons nog gaan, of wil jy goed paar
No, I just want to finish the
Yeah.
comments here. Mitchell is also saying, Kaufman, what happened to Open File? Open File? That reminds me of something. Open File. I think there was a program, I think it was called Open File, something like that. And he's also saying, hire James to be a consultant for the Financial Intelligence Department. Use a crook to catch a crook. No, yes, Mitchell, to a large degree, but let's just sort this crook out first. Let's sort him out and his other accomplices. Let's not use him to catch other crooks. Let's justice needs to be served here. Denise Valentine is saying, if I was Esau's daughter, I'd give my mom another man just like he bought prostitutes. That's say. Ja, Esau was mos daar in die buiteland. Hy het mos lekker daar champagne and whiskey gedrink daarso. Rovera saying, laugh out loud, I just think that phone was allowed to enter the cell of the mastermind, so he hangs himself. And guess what? He fell for the trick. Ja, wie's nou dom nou? What if that phone was actually given to James with people knowing that he's going to use it so that they can get the evidence to use against him? Clever.
Clever. If that was a trick, I would be like, okay. But okay, let me get, Mr. Mitch says, the best is to accept their charges, serve their time, retrieve the unused money and give it to the people. They are wasting taxpayers' money. Mervyn, there have been evidence. I think you read that. Kaufman,
Yeah.
that my life of thinking, Mitchell Matumba, Kaufman, that's my line of thinking. Al Jazeera needs to be inducted. Okay.
Yes, we read that.
Okay. Hiya, James. Okay, ek dink hy het nog iets in.
Franco Josie says the phone was only used to watch porn up.
Mitchell Matumba, open file was our version of carte blanche.
Oh,
of Namibia. It
yes,
said that
yes.
they killed that off. Yeah, open file.
I remember that.
I remember open
but
file.
that was a long time ago, but that was actually quite cool.
That was cool.
Yes.
Stephanus James, hi, it's Stephenson. Stephanus is someone else. Stephenson.
Stephenson, yeah.
Raymond Passon, if we had a prison like Paul Moore in South Africa, Paul Moore, is it
Yeah.
Paul Moore?
Yeah.
Many of these criminal elements would be very afraid to even think about doing what they are doing.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Paul Moore is a very renowned prison in Cape Town. That was ultimately the prison that Mandela was released from. The day Mandela came out of prison, that was the prison that he walked out of. Although he was on Robben Island for, I think, most of his time. Eventually, when Mandela did leave prison, he came out of Paul Moore. And I know exactly where that prison is. It's there in the Tokai area of Cape Town, and it's a renowned prison for being extremely hard.
And okay, so Kaufman, here we are. His voice here says, every time I think of fish rot, I get angry all over again.
Yeah.
Okay, here we are. Now here comes the point. Swapo was implicated and mentioned a lot.
Oh, yeah.
In this fish rot case.
Sure, the ruling party.
Yeah. So have investigations been launched?
Well, the thing is, I
See
mean,
that?
yeah,
Because we want to see these guys. Like, I just want like the biasness of us. We think some people are really untouchable,
yeah,
and we don't want to say the same things we'd say about another person
exactly.
if they do the same thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just like COVID is not going to go away, we as a media, we as the media in Namibia, we will not let fish rot go away. We will be
won't.
talking about this for years and years
come.
and years to come. Okay,
Yeah.
shall we quickly look at the COVID cases?
Yeah, let's go.
Okay,
While
so-
we're talking about COVID, yeah.
While we're talking about COVID, exactly. Okay, so at the moment, the COVID cases out there, Namibia, we're sitting with 8,341 COVID cases as we speak. The newly confirmed cases was 130, that was yesterday, and recoveries were 138. So once again, it's like I said to you guys, we are plateauing this whole thing out. It's kind of coming to more or less, the 8,000 mark constantly. However, 2 days ago we had 10 deaths. So the deaths are still quite relevant in Namibia due to
Yeah.
COVID. Over and above COVID, obviously in the news, for those of you who have just joined us, we've now also got the bird flu in Walvis Bay. The highly pathogenic avian influenza, the H5N1 strain in wild birds, and this is transmissible to human beings. So it just doesn't end, does it?
Oh, I don't know. I don't really. There's a guy in. I was just checking, the global news and so on. So here's this man in I think he's in ICU, so emergency room. He needs a heart transplant,
Okay.
and this man refused to get the COVID vaccine.
Okay.
And to see somebody in that condition say it's okay. If I die, I die, but
Sure.
I'm not getting that.
I'm not taking the jab.
I'm not taking the jab. While I think he has a heart problem which falls under underlying condition.
Yeah.
Which.
Oh,
like
well,
we said,
that's- I guess it's his decision, huh?
Some strains are really dangerous for people with underlying conditions.
Yes. Yes.
So this guy is like, no, I'm not taking that. If I'm going out like that, but I'm not taking that.
Yeah.
What do you think? What do you think?
No, it's his decision.
Yeah.
I don't agree with it, but yeah, but whatever he decides. I'm not even going to give him the time of day to discuss this on this platform. It's his decision, whatever. So Mitchell says, Kaufman, they wouldn't go to Paul Moore. These are white-collar crimes and they are moneyed. So what you're saying, Mitchell, are they going to go to prisons that are more luxurious? Maybe they're a prison that has television and maybe a jacuzzi in the cell? Something like that, so that they can just relax. Yeah, Polsmoor. The prison's name is Polsmoor. Thank you,
Polsmoor,
Stephanus. Yeah,
yeah.
thanks for
Let's-
rectifying that.
Let's talk about the whistleblower himself. Let's talk about our guy
Stephenson.
Stephenson. Yeah,
Okay.
Stephenson. it takes a lot of guts. Like you said, if it wasn't for him, his bravery, we wouldn't know that. But here, poisoning attempts on him. He had to hire bodyguards.
Yeah, but you've got to
how long is he
remember,
going to keep
he was
that up?
he was
How long
able
is he gonna-
he was able to infiltrate that entire system and stay close to it, so that he could then ultimately expose it. So I think he's in danger, but he's already said that he's not scared to testify in Namibia.
Okay, but
He'll come here and he'll
how-
testify against them.
that's because he hired bodyguards and all that. So I'm saying, how long is he gonna keep that up? These bodyguards need to be paid.
Of course.
This bodyguard needs to
Well,
be paid.
somewhere the money is coming from.
Yeah,
You
now
know
we
who
see
should pay
James-
them? You know who should pay those bodyguards?
The Namibian
The
government.
Namibian government and the Norwegian government.
Yeah.
Both governments
the
need to
Norwegian government
protect
should
him.
pay.
If something happens to that man,
It's over.
it is the Namibian government's fault. They need to, the Namibian government needs to become involved here and make sure that this guy can come in safe circumstances and testify against these fraud crime people and be safely returned to his family.
Why
back
must
home.
we pay for him, Kaufi? Why
Exact-
must we? Why not the Norwegian government?
Yeah, both governments.
Yeah, and I feel like
you've got to remember, the Namibian government allowed this to happen. The Namibian government allowed this to happen.
okay. Look at this. We have James Steele in contact with one of the representatives.
Right.
How? And okay, with the cell phone in jail, yeah. But I'm like, so these guys are still busy.
Yes.
They are still busy. And did we stop them from did we stop them from fishing in our country? The company itself.
I
What's the
don't know.
company's name?
I'm not too sure.
And
I
the
don't know
vessels?
that.
The
Maybe
vessels?
somebody from Wolfers Bay listening to us and looking at us now can say.
Why can't
But
we impound those vessels?
let's look at Franco Josie's comment. He says fish rot will not be concluded until 2025. We all know the pedigree leads straight to Tateage.
It will not happen. That's why I was talking about. If these guys are gonna be included, some guys that were talked about, we would not even want to see a bail hearing about those guys.
Yeah, don't worry.
We will not.
We,
I
the
don't
media,
believe-
will keep this alive all the way to 2025, and we'll remind you of all of this before we go
Yeah.
and vote again. Estomich says, "I feel sorry, Johannes, because you have a whistleblower who blew this case open, but now his life is threatened and poisoned, and protection for exposing thieves." Life isn't fair, and that's why we exactly say that is why he's an absolute hero. In my eyes, Stevenson is a hero. Istomich is saying, Stephanus, James Ananias, imagine with your dreads shouting, "I'm not Icelandic." Yeah.
Mervyn Minister Cox, President number 2, was in the seat when the private jet of the president was used to fly to Angola to sign the deal. How is it possible for that plane to be flown without the president? My question is, would this case take so long if some of these guys didn't have good ties with the high politicians? We agree with you that we also say, Mitch gaan jy ook chess to.
Wat gebeur in 16
chess,
naweek?
there is a show from Captain Chwasi. There's
Okay.
a show there. They have a show there. Just kom ek lees nog so 'n paar. Mitchell Matumba, they'll go to the nice prisons. Those hard knock prisons are for our ordinary citizens. Look at the Zuma situation in South Africa. In what prison is Zuma? No, the Norwegian government, not Norwegian government, but Icelandic government. Mas was Norway. Government is thinking of me. I told you.
Oh yes,
As
I'm
to which
thinking Iceland.
He should never
Sorry,
testify
Iceland,
live
not Norway.
via Skype with lawyers. He should. Okay, but look, the vessels. The first thing we should have done is when we caught the fish rod guys, the day they were apprehended, they should have taken those vessels and impound them for evidence.
Yes.
Whatever. But those, I think there was a story, but it was just the vessels are not there.
Yes.
That's what I'm saying.
Well, all the assets, all the vehicles, any vehicle,
everything.
whether it's a ship, an aeroplane, or a car, for
Yeah.
that matter, they need to be taken back, and that money needs to be returned in some or other favorable way for the Namibian people.
And I just hope the former mayor really goes through with what he was saying of that London firm that's going to help them
Right.
recover the money that was stolen from
Yeah.
Namibia. My whole problem is, if you are going to get the money, are you going to put it in the government's bank account?
Yes. So it basically goes back into the thieving coffers. Okay, so Ethel saying, julle is boring, julle vloek soos Neville. Ons het nie gevloek nie. Dis Neville die ene wat altyd die woorde
Waar vloek
gebruik.
ons vloek
Ons het niks, ons het nie een keer gevloek nie, Ethel. Dit is Darry Herrero Damara wat nou net hier so 9 uur gecheap het. Dis hy wat so praat.
Government, how many whistleblowers do you know?
Kaiser Chiefs has one. Orlando Pirates has one. The Namibian national football team has a whistleblower. Those are the whistleblowers. I know.
Yeah, my thing is like, if you decide to really, let's say I'm involved in the NAMCO or whatever petroleum
Right.
deal, and I am willing to talk to the government and say, look, this has been happening.
We have never in Namibia had a more courageous whistleblower as Stephenson, and we've never had a better media organization such as Al Jazeera. That is the type of level whistleblowers should be at. If they go any lower than that, they'll be exposed. Hulle sal doodgemaak word. Hulle sal daar so in Evelynstraat in die rivier gegooi word.
Okay.
So whistleblowing in Namibia is extremely dangerous.
Yeah.
You need to be sure that you are connected very, very well.
Yeah.
And preferably, don't whistleblow inside Namibia. Whistleblow outside of
Do it
Namibia.
while you are somewhere
Exactly.
else. Okay, let's just the last question. Then it's a very important comment here before we go. Mitchell Matumba's matter says they don't register their assets under their names. They register it under their families.
Yeah.
So now, what do we do in that
We
case?
need to investigate the families.
What do we do in that case?
We need to investigate all the
Because
families,
legally, we
the
can't take
wives, the children. We need to check everything, and it's possible for us
Legally,
Namibians to
we
do.
can't take it. We can't take it
Well-
from them if it's not in their name.
Well, then
So what do we do in that
the
case?
legal system needs to go and have a wake-up call. But something needs to be done. Otherwise, we're all going to go and protest.
Yeah, as a belief.
Okay, so shall we just look at the weather quickly before
Yeah,
we say goodbye?
yeah.
Okay, so the weather for today, the 28th of January, warning, high energy of tropical moisture might result in significant falls that will lead to localized flooding in the Zambezi, Kavango regions, spreading to parts of Ohangwena region over the weekend. So the Zambezi and Kavango and Ohangwena region, please take note, there is a warning from the meteorological office of Namibia. So the Zambezi, Kavango regions, there's going to be a significant rainfall in your local areas. In the interior, partly cloudy and hot. In the extreme west, elsewhere, partly cloudy and hot to very hot, with a few to isolated thunder showers widespread in the Zambezi and Kavango regions. The coast, partly cloudy and warm to hot, with a wind moderate to fresh southwesterly. Maximum temperatures for the day. Let's start in the capital today. Windhoek is at 32 degrees, Swakopmund at 26, and Walvis Bay at 28 respectively. Let's go to the north of the country. In Katima Mulilo, 35, going over more to the west side. In Umuthia today, 34, with Ondangwa at 36. So it's nogal warm daar so, né? Then we are coming down to Ochivarongo, 34, and Riobot at 32. Marintal is the hottest place again at 41 degrees, and Keetmanshoop today at 33. It's actually quite interesting to see this huge difference between Marintal and Keetmanshoop, no? And then Gobabas today at 35 and Beitepos at 36. And that is your weather and your morning mix.
Yeah. So guys, ek wil net sê thank you guys for tuning in, en julle moet 'n lekker Vrydag ook hê. Ek sal net gou hierdie
The last comments.
Yeah, Kaufman, you can go.
The last comments. Okay, so Mitchell says Lazarus got killed when he tried to flip. Wosha is saying, soos Kandara sê, einde ook gesien het daar so voor die poliestasie. Ja, onthou jy nog?
Ja, ek onthou.
Yeah, then Franco Josie says social security, Lazarus Kandara, GIPF, fish rot, now petroleum rot. Yes, we are totally with you on that one, Franco. Even the oil is going to pose itself a little bit of a thing. Yes, Raymond Basoni saying, guys, I get so angry. We need a hardcore jail in the desert where these rapists, murderers, and the corrupt have some hard jail time, never see friends and families again until they will be released. Why should they be released? No, they
even
should not
thinking
be
about
released.
releasing
No. No releasing there, Raymond. Okay, Ethel is saying even Corona rot, and then Esther Mitch is saying Kaufman and Mitch hypothetically asking if the whistleblowers had a woman, do you think she'll get whacked? It's a Esther Mitch, you're talking Esther Mitch, you're talking mafia goed nou.
Come on, whack.
Nee, yeah. Well, that's the show, no?
Ja, that's the show. Thank you guys for tuning in, Kaufman.
Yes.
Wat sal jy doen hierin?
Oh no, I'm just gonna be with friends and have a braai or something like that.
I also want to pray. Man.
Yeah,
I
just
also
go
wanna
braai.
Yeah,
But I
I'll
won't
pray.
be here on Monday, no?
Yeah,
Remember
no,
that.
yeah,
So I'll leave you
yeah.
in the capable hands of my dear friend Mitch. He'll
Yeah.
give you all the news and everything on Monday.
Yeah, and on that note, guys, thank you so much for tuning in.
Sharp,
the
sharp.
show is nothing without you.
Does he?
En ons sien julle weer maandag. Ons sien julle maandag. And let's get in with that Langeram dance, eh?
Does he? Have a nice week.